you strike me as being extremely high IQ.
Yeah, and it's hard to argue with me. So they struggle with their.
Well, you turned me into a cam girl. So.
They struggle with their pseudoscience when they try and apply it.
Yeah.
So when, like a few times I've met them for various TV shows, and you have to go through a psychoanalysis, et cetera, et cetera. I make it very, very clear that their science isn't exact, and that it's pseudoscience, and that it's based on general rules, and they always basically agree. I mean, it's hard to argue against that. I've had a few try and argue it, and I said, look, there's people who don't drink alcohol because their father was an alcoholic, and there's people who are alcoholics because their father was an alcoholic.
Yeah, I agree with all your facts.
With different endings from the same scenario. So it's a pseudoscience. And what they will then say is, yes, there's general rules, and then I'll make it very, very clear that I'm not a general individual. I'm an exceptional individual with exceptional capability and genetic gifts, with exceptional physical accolades, exceptional IQ, so none of your general rules apply to me. So who gives a fuck what you say? And then they sit there stumped, and that's the end of the fucking conversation. Because they're all jackasses talking to fucking norms. And I'm not a norm, so who gives a shit what they think about me? And I'm smarter than them, and they sit there and they just sit silent and write things on a piece of paper, and they probably write bad things about me, and that's the end of the conversation. What can they say? What can you say about a person who is, as much as I understand, as jarring as I am, the whole bunch of people in the chat who don't like me, I completely get it. I'm not socially inept. I understand how dislikable I am, but I also understand that I am exceptionally successful. Every single thing I've ever attempted, I've become exceptional at. And I'm not just talking about a few things. I became the best kickboxer on earth. I became a 4-time kickboxing world champion. I came from nothing, a council estate, with no money, to a multi-millionaire. And there's nothing I've ever attempted and I've failed in my life ever. So I understand how I come across as jarring, but you also have to understand when you live that human existence, you're gonna have a bit of a fucking ego. And my ego is one of my greatest powers, my greatest strength. I don't doubt myself, ever. If the Titanic is sinking, I'm not worried about the cold water. I'm not going to die. I will swim. Fuck you. I'll see you on the
You're Genghis Khan.
That is me.